Hey, I'm Ross. Welcome to Dekkoo Digest, your weekly series about movies and shows available on Dekkoo. This week, let's talk about Queer and From, Paz, and Mascarpone. First, Queer and From.
Well, over the next couple of years, I started going through puberty. I was really living with a ton of shame and a lot of toxic shame, but I wanted help for being gay. I wanted to not be gay. I wanted to not have this problem. Gay people lived like in the Village, in the West Village in Manhattan. They didn't live in Crown Heights, and they were not part of our community. In that community, in that kind of community, you don't want to stand out. You don't want to be different. You want to fit in. You know, at that time, my brother got married, my sister got married, they were having kids, and I didn't want to be any different than them. I wanted to do that because that was the only thing I knew. That was the only thing that to me translated into like happiness. So in 2007, conversion therapy was, I think it was socially accepted, but it also wasn't something that was very much talked about either. In May, a few months later, I turned 18, and 2 weeks later, I found Jonah, and that was the beginning of that nightmare.
From director Mickey Cotoni, the short documentary Queer and From tells the empowering story of two former Orthodox Jews, Chaim and Liba, and their unique and often difficult journeys toward living openly queer lives. Chaim, from the Chabad Lubavitch community in Crown Heights, starts his journey reading the anti-homosexuality verse for his bar mitzvah, and ends it by defeating the conversion therapy group Jonah in court, after proving they committed fraud. Liba starts her journey by converting into Jewish Orthodoxy and moving to New York to study at Yeshiva University, and ends it by falling in love with a woman and having a coming out party. Chaim and Liba's stories are contrasted with the Orthodox perspective with interviews and scenes from the community itself. Next up, Paz.
Når du kommer for sent, så husk lige at ringe, ikke? Oliver, vent herinde, så kommer han 2 sekunder. Okay?
Ja.
Godt. Okay. Så ses vi igen, hva'? Nu skal du høre, at vi har fået dine prøver tilbage, og de er begge 2 negative. Hmm?
Okay.
Men der er ingenting.
Det forstår jeg ikke.
Det er det, du ikke forstår. Oliver. Ved du hvad? Jeg er ikke din mor. Og det er ikke mit job at opdrage dig. Men jeg vil gerne hjælpe dig, hvis du er interesseret.
Jeg vil gerne have en ny.
En ny hvad?
Jeg vil have en ny test.
Jamen, prøverne de er gode nok, du.
Så giv mig en til. Du skal bare stikke mig i armen. Det tager dig 2 sekunder. Det kunne du.
Jamen, det er ikke nødvendigt.
From Danish co-directors Christian Edvard Hallberg and Hel Rossing, the short film Pause follows a lost young man who is looking for meaning in all the wrong places. At the beginning of the film, Oliver, a troubled 20-something, arrives at his sister's apartment on her birthday with the sole intention of pestering her. When he asks whether she would be willing to care for him in the event that he gets ill, the moment goes by mostly unnoticed. But a deeper, murkier truth lies beyond the question. Oliver has been engaging in deliberately risky sexual behavior with a variety of men. When an HIV test comes back negative, he's devastated to find himself healthy. Skipping his sister's birthday party, he ventures out into the night looking to finally catch hold of the virus he's been seeking. Stylishly constructed with haunting sound design, Pause is an intense and confrontational short film, following one young man on a misguided journey. Next up, Mascarpone.
Ciao, abbiamo fatto. No, ragazzi, per favore.
Vieni qua. Dove vai? Fidati.
Antonio Luca, Luca Antonio.
Non ci siamo già visti?
Sì?
Non ti ricordi?
Boh, può darsi.
Te cerchi ancora un apprendista, giusto?
Sì.
Ecco, Antonio è il tuo uomo.
Io?
Sì.
Mi sembra un po' grandicello per fare l'apprendista.
Luca, a te ti serve un apprendista, a lui serve un lavoro e io cerco qualcuno che mi paghi l'affitto. E poi Antonio è bravissimo in cucina.
Ma che ne sai?
Guarda che mani.
Con i lievitati come sei messo?
Sì, me la cavo.
È bravissimo.
Vabbè, dai, facciamo sta prova, dai.
Voilà. Ma
No, Dennis, lascia sta canna, dai.
Dennis, aspetta un attimo. Vabbè, grazie, Luca, giusto?
Sì.
Non so, magari poi tramite Dennis ci scambiamo il numero, mi fai sapere per la prova e...
Ma che numero? La prova la facciamo adesso?
Come adesso?
Beh, manca una settimana a Natale e ho bisogno di qualcuno adesso. Vieni. E attenta alle scale.
A sexy romantic comedy drama from Italy, Mascarpone looks at love through the lens of food. When Antonio is dumped by his partner, whom he depends on both psychologically and economically, his life begins to change radically. He enrolls in pastry school, rents a room from the attractive, free-spirited, and sex-positive Denise, and he takes a job working in a bakery owned by the extremely hunky Luca. He also starts having numerous hot sexual encounters with eligible men. Through this process, Antonio discovers that it was wrong to give up his independence for the sake of his past relationship. As sweet and silky as the ingredient which serves as the title, Mascarpone is the perfect gay date movie, blending sexy men, endearing characters, and charming humor. Having premiered to great acclaim at the 2021 Cannes Film Festival, this flavorful gay treat is sure to delight. Dekkoo adds at least 3 gay movies every week on top of its extensive catalog of queer classics, short films, and gay cinema from around the globe. Like and subscribe to our channel and join us next week for another new edition of Dekkoo Digest.